How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. All right, how we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Just getting the live started, trying to fix my screen here. Here we go. That's good. That's good. All right, how we doing? Getting loose. How's this Monday morning going for you? After the holiday season, or after the holidays. Holiday season's just starting, but the first holiday of the holiday season. How was that? Now we're back at it, folks. We're back at it again to pick up where we left off. Now that the holidays are over, well, that holiday, got another one coming up. We pick up that conversation again. What conversation is that? Oh yeah, how to reverse type 2 diabetes. That's what the conversation is. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years, coming up on 12 years, 15 years altogether in Houston, in Texas. Whoo, 15 years. Think it's time for me to go, folks. Might be time to leave. 15 years is quite a while. You know what I mean? It's quite a while to be here. Might be time for a scenery change. But how we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Here to talk about all things type 2 diabetes. Is it reversible? Do you have to have it for the rest of your life? Once you get prescribed all these medications, do you have to take all of these medications for the rest of your life? Are you sick of, the question is, are you sick of type 2 diabetes running your life? If you are, there's some options out there. There's definitely some options. And yeah, I get it. I get how frustrating it is to have type 2 diabetes. Trust me, I get it. I was sick of it too when I had it. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Yeah, I was sick of it all. Yo-yo dieting over the years, many years of yo-yo dieting. You ever lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight? That's what I was doing, losing the weight, gaining the weight, losing the weight, gaining the weight. Did that all throughout most of my adult life, shoot. Not just my 30s, but most of my adult life. I'm in my 40s now, but I did it in my 20s, yo-yo diet, lost some weight, gained some weight. Lost weight, gained it back, turned 30 years old, lose some weight, gain some weight. Woo! But when I turned 40, there was no more losing the weight. It was only gaining the weight. That's it. That's it, folks. Let's see. Sir, is milk good for diabetics? Oh man, have you been on my lives before? This is a topic that's very, very near and dear to me, right? Why? Because no, dairy is not good, folks. We're going to talk more about dairy. We're going to talk about clean eating, but dairy for nobody is good. Not even if you're diabetic, if you're just a human being, period. Dairy is not good for you, right? Causes a lot of side effects, this dairy. So we want to stay away from dairy as much as we possibly can. But to answer your question, the shorter answer is no. But do me a favor, beep out that screen. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, what we're going to talk about today. What is insulin resistance? Where does it come from? Why do people get insulin resistance? And once you get insulin resistance or high levels of insulin resistance, is it possible to reverse the insulin resistance? And the answer is absolutely. It's possible to reverse the insulin resistance, because that's what's causing type 2 diabetes. That's what's causing type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction, all that stuff. Same thing that happened for me. You want to know where the power is, folks? The power is within that food. Okay? The food has all the power. You want to know why you've been struggling with type 2 diabetes for many years? Struggling with the weight for many years? Or type 2 diabetes has been running your life? You want to know the simple reason why? It's because it was the food. I know how frustrating it is to have high blood sugar for many, many years. But the whole time, I promise you, it's the food. And the food is so powerful, folks. The food is the medication, and the medication is the food. That's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a nutrition blueprint. You follow this nutrition blueprint, you're going to start to reset and start to reverse type 2 diabetes. Imagine that kind of change, folks. Starting to reverse type 2 diabetes. Can you imagine what your life is going to look like, being able to own your health and not have to worry about, not having to freak out about your blood sugar ever again? You want to know what that's going to feel like, folks? That's going to be you. But something has to happen first. Something has to happen before that can happen. Before you can start reversing type 2 diabetes. And that is to get outside of your comfort zone. Get outside of your comfort zone for a little while, and magical things will start to happen. Type 2 diabetes, totally reversible condition, like super, super reversible. I reversed it. Many other people have reversed it. That's what all the research says. All the research is out there. I mean, it's not hard to find the research. Shoot, you can even talk to Chat GPT and they'll tell you. Type 2 diabetes is a very, very reversible condition. So if you're sick of it running your life, something is going to have to change. And that change, folks, it's called what's at the end of your fork, that diet, which we're going to dive into today. Let's see, get into your questions, folks. Any questions you got for me? My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years, almost 15 years in Texas altogether. Talk about all things insulin resistance, how to reverse it, how to reverse type 2 diabetes. Is it possible to reverse type 2 diabetes and still body build and build bulk? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely it can. You want to talk more about building bulk? I'm a nutritionist, right? I'm going to help you lose the weight and get slim and all of that stuff, right? But my guy Jay Lace is going to tell you how to reverse type 2 diabetes. Same thing I do. I'll tell you how to reverse type 2 diabetes, but he's going to tell you how to get swole at the same time. You know what I mean? How to get swole at the same time. It's my man Jay Lace. Shout out to him. Check out his page. Follow my guy. Is coffee good for diabetics? It's not. The coffee is great. It's just the stuff that you put in the coffee. That's the stuff that's terrible. Okay? What's the stuff that we're putting in the coffee? Sugar, cream. We talk about dairy, right? Prefer you avoid the dairy. Artificial sugar, sweet and low, Splenda. This is the stuff that's bad for you. When is coffee bad? You're asking, or is coffee good? Coffee's great. It's the stuff that you put in it is terrible. You know what I'm saying? That's what the problem is. Especially the artificial sugar. People are like, well, doesn't artificial sugar raise your? I mean, isn't artificial sugar good for you, right? Or isn't sugar-free? Isn't that good for you? Sugar-free stuff? Well. Sugar-free stuff is, here's the thing about sugar-free stuff. That's another way of saying it's artificial, meaning it's not real. You got a real body. Pinch yourself. You ever pinched yourself to see if it was real? Yeah, it's real. Your cells are real. So we shouldn't be putting artificial things in a real body. Artificial sugars aren't going to raise your blood sugar, but they are going to cause you to be more insulin resistant, and they are going to cause you to destroy your gut eventually. So when it comes to artificial colors, artificial sweeteners, no. Only 3 sweeteners that we're going to recommend, folks. Here's the only 3 sweeteners that we're going to recommend. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. That's it. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. If it ain't stevia, if it ain't monk fruit, if it ain't allulose, don't use it. Don't use it. Brown sugar, all of that stuff. Don't use it. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the 3. And now allulose, I mean, not allulose, monk fruit. It's been using some monk fruit lately. And let me tell you, sweet, You ain't gonna miss sugar. Okay, you get yourself a hold of some monk fruit. It's a little bit sweeter than sugar. It's got a little bit more bite. But you see, these are not gonna raise your blood sugar. These are a natural plant source, not artificial. So this is what you want: stevia, monk fruit, allulose. How you doing, folks? My name's Kelley. Get into your questions. Any questions you got for me? My name's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Put a new in the chat if you're new to me. If you never heard of me before, like, yo, who are you, guy? Put a new in the chat. We talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. Where does it all come from? Is flavored seltzer water okay? Yeah, flavored seltzer water is okay. Yeah. Carbonated water is okay. That's good. Shout out to my new folks. Okay, shout out to my new folks. More new folks. More new folks. Couple more new. Who else is new? Quite welcome. Shout out to you, Frank. And do me a favor, tap in with me and let me know where you're from. I'm type 2. Okay. If you're type 2, you're in the right place. Because I'm going to tell you what it is. We're going to talk about today what it is, the game that we're playing. And then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. Because it's mainly what you're eating. You clean up what you're eating, you clean up type 2 diabetes. Medgar GA, hello from Minnesota. Shout out to Minnesota. You clean up what you're eating. Diabetes is pretty much, type 2 diabetes is pretty much going to clean up itself. There's some other things involved, but that's predominantly what it is. You ever eat corn on the cob? Somebody's asking if I ever eat corn on the cob. I don't necessarily eat corn on the cob, but you can have some corn. Missouri, shout out to Missouri. New type 2 Oklahoma, shout out to you. Do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. This is the time. This is the Q&A time. I come on and introduce myself. My name is Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, but I wasn't always a nutritionist. I wasn't always a health coach, because a few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. Diabetes, go to the doctor, I get diagnosis having type 2 diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese, the triple whammy, all three. This is 2019, 2020-ish. 2020. 2020-ish. Shout out Rashida. So, but here's the thing. As I stand here today in 2025, there's no more diabetes, there's no more heart disease, and then there's no more obesity. Well, people were like, well, what did you do? What did you do, Kelley? What did you do to reverse the condition? Well, here's what I did to reverse the condition. I just reverse engineered it. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. What do you mean you reverse engineered it? I found out where it came from. I found out where type 2 diabetes came from, and I decided, you know what? We're going to have a face-to-face conversation. Type 2 diabetes, you have a seat at the table. Me, Kelley, I'm going to have a seat at the table, and I'm going to find out where the heck you come from. So I found out. The more and more research I did, I found out it kept pointing me back to the food. It's the food, it's the food, it's the food. No matter how much research I did, I'm like a mad scientist. Like, where's type 2 diabetes come from? Where the heck's insulin resistance come from? What is this? I didn't even know what insulin resistance was at the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know, like, what is that? The more I dug in it, I found out it was the food. Most of us, we're eating 70% of us. Well, the numbers vary, but about 70% of the standard American diet is all processed foods, ultra processed junk food, basically. It's another way of saying ultra processed food, junk food. Okay. Hey, when I was in the Navy, we used to call it ghee dunk. Go to the ghee dunk machine. What is that? The snack machine. Go get you a Snicker bars or whatever. It's called the snack machine. Ghee dunk. That's what we call it. So that's what most of us are eating. We're eating a bunch of junk. Just like I was eating a hell of a lot of junk. McDonald's, gummy worms, I'd go to the steakhouse and get this huge pork chop, huge mashed potatoes, gravy, bread, cream, butter. I'm eating that every Friday. Okay? Pork chop is so big, I can't even eat the whole thing. I got to give the rest of it to my dogs or save it for later. Like, geez, this is big. And then you know what? I wash it all the way down with a Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. Wash it down. So that's what I was doing. Eating a bunch of junk. Going to McDonald's, getting a double cheeseburger with extra pickles and a small fry. So I go to the doctor and I find out I got type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity. All because I was eating a bunch of junk all the time. Having high blood sugar and high cholesterol. So I get it. Trust me, I get it. When you say you're frustrated with having high blood sugar, I get it. Trust me, I get it. So like I said, the more research I did, I found out it was the food. I changed what I was eating. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. I'm going to show you the picture, folks. I'm going to show you what I mean when I tell you no more diabetes, no more heart disease, and no more obesity is running through my veins. Full metabolic restoration. But here's the thing. That's going to happen to you too. Because here it is. Check it out. This is full metabolic restoration right here. I'll show you. You see this, folks? That's full metabolic restoration. Then I'm about to get back to your questions. Full metabolic restoration, folks. You see that? No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. They're all gone. Everything's gone. You see that? All I did, you want to know what I did? Like, what'd you do? People ask, well, what'd you do? Here's what I did. I cut out the junk, basically. Not basically, I did cut out the junk. I were just reverse engineered. Instead of eating all that crap, as I call it, instead of eating all that, you want to know what I did? I switched over to real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's what I did. That's what I did. How much medication did I take? I took a whole hell of a lot of medication. What kind of medication? It's called lifestyle medication. That's the medication that I took, folks. It's called lifestyle medication. So no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. So the thing is, folks, how did I do that if it's not a reversible condition? It's because it is a reversible condition. It's the lifestyle. That's it. You can save yourself a whole lot of time, a whole lot of money, a whole lot of doctor's visits. I promise you, you can. You can. If you're sick and tired of going to the doctor and getting all these medications and all that stuff, your vision, my vision has been changing like crazy. April, if you're tired of your vision changing like crazy, something is going to have to change. You want to know why you're losing your vision like crazy? It's because when you have high blood sugar, the blood sugar has to go somewhere. So if it can't leave your body through your urine, that's why you're always urinating, right? If it can't leave your body through your skin tags, can't leave the body through the dark necks, it can't leave the body. So what does it attach to? It attaches to any and everything that it can. And those lenses in your eyes, it attaches to the lenses in your eyes because it has to go somewhere because it can't leave the body. It's stuck, the blood sugar. So therefore, what happens is it changes the shape of your lenses in your eyes. And therefore, you lose your vision. Do I have a program? I'm really uneducated and would really love to learn. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is a 14-day blueprint accepted by over 300 people. Over 300 people had joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a nutrition blueprint. Everything's all laid out for you. What are we doing? Eating real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes, chicken, steak, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs. That's what we're eating. So it's for folks who are ready to get out of that bottomless pit of more and more medication. That's what the 14-day blood sugar Reset Challenge is about. Same challenge, same thing that I put myself through, saw the weight loss. Now over 300 people have joined this challenge. And a lot of them are reversing type 2 diabetes. A lot of them are. You're going to be the next one. The challenge is for people who have gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. If that's you, if you gotten to the point where you say, damn it, change is not just desired, damn it, I need this. This is my livelihood. I'm not playing around anymore. If that's you, 14-day challenge is calling your name. The discount code, live discount code for this week, since today is Cyber Monday, we're doing a special on that challenge. It's normally $99 during the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which over 300 people have done, like I said. But Cyber Monday, 30% off. Use the discount code Cyber25. What's the challenge here? Where's the challenge? I'm going to show you where the challenge is. Show you where that challenge is, folks. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Let me see. Here we go. And then I'm going to get to your questions, folks. We're going to get to all the questions. So if you click right up here, I'm going to show you where this challenge is. Click right up here, and then you click on my picture again. It's going to take you to this right here. So you click on that link that says Linktree. For my other socials as well, my other socials, if you click on that link in my description, click on that link, you're going to come right here. Boom. That link in my profile. Then there's a lot of freebies on here, folks. There's a lot of goodies on here, man. Go get it if you haven't done so already. There's the quiz. It's a free quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Take that quiz, folks. 2 minutes. It's going to take you. You can do that right now. There's a masterclass, 45-minute masterclass, free masterclass where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Those are the 4 ways that you defeat type 2 diabetes. You defeat it through the power of permanent lifestyle changes. That, folks, is how you defeat it. And that's the only way you defeat it. So here's the thing. It's predominantly what you're eating, though. So the quiz is free. The masterclass is free. But it's predominantly what you're eating. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for those people who are said, listen, I'm sick of this, man. I'm sick of diabetes running my life, right? Trust me, I get it, because it's very, very frustrating to have high blood sugar every single day. That's why I created this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because I know what it feels like. I showed you my pictures, didn't I? Now, here's the thing. If you are ready to take control, if that's you, you say, yeah, that's me. I'm ready to take control of this insulin resistance, this high blood sugar. I've been having this thing for 5 years. It's been kicking my butt for a long time. If that's you, and if you're tired of it kicking your butt, if that is you, then the 14-day challenge is calling your name. Real change. Imagine that. Imagine owning your health. And for type 2 diabetes, it's just the thing of your past. Imagine that. Imagine the day where you don't have to freak out about your blood sugar ever again. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is the start of that. Are we going to reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No. But you're damn sure going to put a big dent in it. You're going to put a big dent in your overall A1C. Like people are putting dents in their A1C, lower from an 8 to a 6, lowering their blood sugar from a 500, fasting blood sugar from a 500 to a 173 in 8 days. Folks, that's over 300 points in 8 days. That's the power. That's the power of food, folks. It's $99 to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But today, last day of the sales, Cyber Monday, we're doing Cyber 25. Use that discount code Cyber 25. You're joining the challenge for 30% off. $69 to join this challenge, which over 300 people have done. Like I mentioned, over 300 people since we launched this thing a few months ago. And these people are kicking butt. A lot of people, some have gotten taken off of their medication. I can't take you off your medication. I'm not the doctor, folks. I don't have the audacity to do that. I don't have a medical license, but I can prove to you and I can show you that it was the food the whole time. You change what's at the end of your fork. Whoo! You ain't never gonna have to worry about blood sugar running your life ever again. If that's you, if you were ready for change, if that's you, use that discount code CYBER25. $69 join that challenge. Let's see. If I lose 80 pounds, will it reverse everything? Not necessarily. That's like a vague question. Vague. How much weight do you have to lose? And a lot of times, does losing the weight help? Yeah, it helps tremendously. Is it the end all be all? No, it's not the end all be all, but it damn sure helps. But I don't know how much weight you got to lose. You may say, if I lose 80 pounds, do you have to lose more? What if you lose 180 pounds? I don't know how much you weigh. You know, so it just all depends. You can do it. You can. Where do I sign up? You sign up. If you click right here, click on my picture again. Show you where it is. So you click there, click on my picture again. Yes, linked in my bio. Right here. I'm showing you where the bio is right here. So did you follow me? You click here, click on my picture again. And then you click that link right there that says link tree. See that link says link tree? Boom. Click on that link. There it is. It's all the goodies right here. The challenges right here. Boom. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Hit accept the challenge. It says $99. Use that discount code CYBER25. Cyber, CYBER 25, CYBER25. $69 for doing that challenge. Last day of the $69, right? Then it's gonna go back up because there's no more sales. There's no more sale days. Today's the sale day, the last of the sale day, Cyber Monday. Since we're cyber, right? We're online. So yeah. Definitely need it. So if you definitely need it, Jose, if you definitely need it, sounds like if you're tired of type 2 diabetes running your life, if that's you, only if you're tired of it though. Only. But if you are tired of it, 14-day challenge, you should join that challenge. It's calling your name. Use that discount code, CYBER25, $69, join that challenge. Let's see. I was 320 pounds, came down to 120. Whoa, you lost 200 pounds? And under, I switched my eating habits. That's it. Thank you for saying that. Loverus, how do you say that? Loverus. Thank you for saying that. Because that's it. I pinned it to the top because that's it. Something is going to have to change. That's it. What you're eating is going to have to change. You're going to have to cut the crap, as I called it earlier, calorie-rich and processed food or carbonated junk, refined sugar, artificial stuff. Processed foods, crap. It's an acronym. You're going to have to cut that. You cut the crap, carbonated junk, refined sugar, artificial stuff, processed foods. Switch over to real, whole, unprocessed foods. Simple. But it's not easy. It's simple. You do this. You change this thing. We're going to go into details on what specific foods to eat here in a little bit. But you change that specific thing, folks. Just that thing alone. Magical things are going to start to happen. Magical. What if I'm already on meds and insulin? Can it still be reversed? There's been people who have been on my blood sugar reset challenges on GLP-1s, they're on insulin, they're on metformin, glipizide, and some other stuff that you don't even know the freaking names of. Because you know you can't pronounce those. Be real, you can't pronounce those medications that they give you. You like what the hell is that? So yeah, so stuff that we can't even pronounce. In 14 days, day one on all those prescriptions, they go back to the doctor after the challenge. Day 15 or 16 or a few weeks later. Doctor took her off all of her medication. Her A1C went from an 8 to a 6. All those medications that we named, from an 8 to a 6. The doctor took her off. I can't take them off. I don't have the audacity to do that. What kind of arrogance would I have if I tell you you can get on and get off of your medication? I can't tell you to do that. But what I can tell you, and I can show it to you, the whole time, it's just been the food. The whole time. And when it hits you, you hang out with me for 14 days. You just get outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. And you do a little experiment. Just do a little experiment for 14 days and say, you know what? Let's just see if it really is the food that was been causing my type 2 diabetes and my high blood sugar all of these 15 years or 10 years or however long. Let's just see. Just like over 300 other people have done. You do that, at the end of the 14 days, I promise you, you're going to look at life a whole lot different. You're going to look at blood sugar and insulin and medications and all that stuff a whole lot differently. So yeah, that's the answer to your question. Do you just use a meal plan for the 14 days? It's not only is it a plan, it's a strategy. It's a strategy that I'm using in this 14-day challenge. It's a food strategy. But yes, it's a meal plan, yeah. But it's also a strategy. It's a proven system. It's a proven blueprint. I used it. When I did it, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Be honest with you. When I started losing the weight and all that, when I showed you the pictures, when I started losing the weight, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just knew I was going to do something and stick with it. And I did that day after day and day after day. And as the days went by, I started noticing things are starting to change. I'm losing weight like 14 days. I already lost like freaking 10 pounds. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing until I went back to nutrition school. And then I figured out why what I was doing worked. Oh, yeah. That's why that worked. And then I refined it. So when I refined it, that's the thing that over 300 people are using. So it's not just a meal plan, it's a strategy for 14 days. You do this strategy, this proven system, just like everybody else has done. I promise you, you can get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. You're not gonna be singing that same old song anymore. The diabetes is running my life. Oh my God, I'm so tired of all these meds. I don't even know the freaking name. Like that story is gonna go away. Because like I tell you, you test it, experiment, do it. See what happens when you switch over to eating real food in a specific way. See what happens. I guarantee what's gonna happen. Your blood sugar ain't gonna look the same. You ain't gonna look the same. It's been people who have lost 15 pounds in this 14 days. In 14 days, 15 pounds. That's not even the goal of it. The goal is not to lose the weight. Well, if you lose the weight, great. But the goal is to get your blood sugar right. To reset that blood sugar, which we're going to talk about here in a second. We're going to get up on this board and we're going to talk about a game of blood sugar Tetris. Blood sugar Tetris, folks. That's what we're getting ready to play here in a second. So yeah, that's it. If you want to know more about that challenge, like I said before, it's linked in my bio. 14-day blueprint. It's normally $99. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use that discount code today, in the last day, Cyber25. Cyber25 is the discount code. You use that code, folks. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 30% off. $69 to join that challenge. Where? Real change. Imagine that. Imagine real change, folks. That's it. True change starts the moment you stop tiptoeing around the problem and you face it. That's where true change begins. When you stop tiptoeing around it, like trying to get around changing. trying to tiptoe around changing. You can't tiptoe around change, folks. You can't. You can't tiptoe. You can't say you want to reverse type 2 diabetes and not want to change. Those are impossible. You can't say that. You can never say that. You can never say I want to reverse type 2 diabetes and not be willing to change. Those two things don't go together. You can't say I want to get off my medications and the glipicides and all of the stuff that I can't even pronounce. You can't say that you want to get off of all of that stuff, but at the same time not wanting to change, not putting in the effort to change. It's impossible. That's kind of like it being winter and summer in the same place at the same time. Think about it. It can never be winter and summer in the same place at the same time. You can't reverse type 2 diabetes and be comfortable at the same time. You can't. It's impossible. The only way for you to reverse type 2 diabetes, folks, and I'm sorry to be the one to break the bearer of bad freaking news to you. Sorry. I hate to be the person that has to break this to you like this. But until you change, diabetes is going to continue to run your life. Type 2 diabetes is going to continue to run your life. You're going to continue to be sick of it. You're going to continue to be sick of it. And I get how frustrating that is to be sick of this condition. I get it. How long has it been? Put it in the chat, folks. How long has it been? How long has it been? Put in how many years? How many years has it been since you've been dealing with this condition? Put it in the chat, folks. How many years has it been? Has it been 2 years, 3 years? Maybe you're pre-diabetic. Maybe you're PCOS. Maybe you've got erectile dysfunction, folks. How many years has it been since you've been battling with this condition? How many years has it been? It wasn't that long for me. Once my A1C got to a 6.5, folks, I decided to make some changes. But how long has it been, folks? Is it just me? Am I the only one dealing? Maybe I'm on the wrong channel today. I thought there was folks who are suffering from type 2 diabetes on here. I thought this was type 2 diabetes. How long has it been, folks? Or is it folks suffering with high blood sugar? Okay. How long has it been? How many years has it been since you've been battling with this condition? That's the question. Has it been 2 years, 5 years, a couple of months? Throw it in the chat, folks. All right, nobody know. Everybody's bashful today. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's an internal thing. I get it. You don't want to let folks know how long you've been battling with this condition. I get it. But here's the thing. What you resist will persist. So you got to stare it in the mirror and say, how long have I been dealing with this thing? This is what we got to do. We got to go in the mirror and say, how long have I been dealing with this thing? How long has it been kicking my butt? We got to do our own self-diagnosis because that's where you begin, folks. That's where it begins, in the mirror. Go into the mirror and ask yourself, do I need to have this condition? Do I need to have type 2 diabetes? Is it necessary for me to have this? Is this an absolute necessity for me to have type 2 diabetes? If it's not an absolute necessity, if the answer to that question is no, it's not necessary for me to have it, because it's not necessary for anybody to have type 2 diabetes, folks. Okay, here we go. 12 years, 2 years, pretty diabetic, reduced my blood sugar 59 to 44. Okay. So however long you had diabetes, folks, it doesn't matter. So whether it's 2 years, whether it's 12 years, whether it's 24 years. You want to know how you can tell if you can really reverse type 2 diabetes, folks? Here's what you can do. You can go to your doctor and you can say, hey, doc, can I get what's called a C-peptide test, doc? Can you give me a C-peptide test? Your C-peptide test comes back within range, then there's no more excuses at that point. Most people can reverse type 2 diabetes. Most people can. But like I said earlier, to do that, you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone. Because everything that you want and you don't have it yet, it's outside of your comfort zone. Like I told you before, you cannot say that you want to reverse type 2 diabetes. You cannot say that you want to get off the meds while staying in your comfort zone at the same time. Those two things don't coexist. Sorry to be the one to break that bad news to you again, but reversing type 2 diabetes and staying comfortable do not coexist. It's got to have to be one or the other. What are you going to have to change? What are you eating? That's what you're going to have to change. We're going to cover eating here in a second. Fasting and eating all fresh and low carbs. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Predominantly fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and then whatever sources of protein you choose. So the leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs. Doesn't matter. Just make sure it's the leaner sources. Just make sure it's the leaner sources, not things like bacon and salami and pepperonis and all of this stuff. Those are called processed meats. You don't want to eat processed meats, folks. So here it is. Let's get to the board. Let's get to the board, folks. We're getting ready to play this video game. You've played this game before, folks. It's Tetris. It's called Tetris. Who's ever heard of Tetris, folks? You guys have probably heard of that game before. But how are we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Get ready to play a game of blood sugar Tetris. You're like, well, what the hell's that? Blood sugar Tetris is this. Everything that we eat, here's the thing, folks. Everything that we eat is either going to be a protein, a fat, or a carbohydrate. Those are the three things that it is going to be: protein, a fat, or a carbohydrate. So that's what we're getting ready to play, this game of blood sugar Tetris. But like I was saying earlier, if you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. You say, damn it, I'm ready for change. I'm tired of type 2 diabetes whooping my butt. I'm tired of that. Tired of taking all these glipicides and all that stuff. If that's you, because I get it. But if that's you, the 14-day challenge is calling your name. What is it? 14-day blueprint, nutrition blueprint. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. Everything's laid out for you. What to eat's laid out for you. It's a nutrition blueprint. What to eat's laid out for you, how much to eat, when to eat, all of that stuff. You follow this proven system for 14 days. Here's what's happened to people who have been taking the challenge. Like I told you before, people have been taking off of their medication. I cannot take you off of your medication. I am not the doctor. I cannot do that. But what I can tell you is the whole time it's been the food. Cyber 25, that's the discount code, folks. You want to join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You've gotten to the point, like I said before, where you're frustrated. You're frustrated with having high blood sugar. It's been running your life. 14-day challenge is calling your name. Imagine starting to reverse type 2 diabetes. The people who are accepting the challenge, they're starting to reverse type 2 diabetes by using the power of the food, because that's what it is. The food is the medicine, folks, and the medicine is the food. Okay? Jot that one down. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. They're one and the same. The medicine is the food, and the food is the medicine. So if you do not, you can take all the let me say this, you can take all the metformins and all that stuff until you want, until you're blue in the face. But until you get the food right, whoo, you're just spinning in a circle. You're just going around on the freaking merry-go-round. You remember when you were a kid and you go around on the merry-go-round and just keep going around and around and around. And, hi, mom, hi, mom, hi, mom, hi, mom. Every time. That's what it's like. If you don't change your lifestyle, you don't change what's at the end of your fork, you're just going around on the merry-go-round saying, hi, mom. Hi, mom. This mom just keeps coming around faster and faster and faster. Hi, mom. You remember that when you were a kid? You remember. That's what it's like. If you're ready to get off of that merry-go-round, if that's you, this blood sugar roller coaster, the highs, the lows, all of that stuff, the bottomless pit of more and more and more and more and more and more and more medications. If you're tired of that, if that's you, 14-day challenge is calling your name. Change is calling your name. It's like, it's calling you. Change is calling you. Okay? All you got to do is answer. You answer. Over 300 people have answered that call. And a lot of them are doing amazing stuff. Now, it's a challenge. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people ain't making it to the end of the challenge because it's a challenge. It's a strategy. It's a challenge. It's a blueprint. You follow it. You got high blood sugar. You follow this blueprint. It's going to take you outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. A lot of people can't make it to the end. But if you do make it to the end, these 14 days, get outside of your comfort zone. Everything that you want and you do not have right now, everything that you want and you won't have it right now, damn it. It's because it's outside of your comfort zone. So all you got to do is step out. Step out. And everything that you want is right there. It's right there. It's right there. That's where it is. But you got to step outside first. Till you do that, what you resist, whoo! If you resist change, folks, what you resist, it will persist. You ready to change? If you're ready for change, you're ready to stop resisting change, 14-day challenge is calling your name. Use that discount code, Cyber25. Here it is. Cyber25. CYBER. It's linked in my bio if you want to know more. So here we go. Oh, $69 to join that challenge. Normally $99 to join that challenge, but it's $69 when you use that discount code Cyber25. Where over 300 people have joined, by the way. But $69, we don't run that one too often. This is going to be the last of the $69, right? Then it's going to go back to regular price. But right now, Cyber25, since the day is Cyber Monday. Let's play a game, folks. What I like to call blood sugar Tetris. Let's play this little game. Every time you eat something, like I said earlier, it's either going to be a fat, a carbohydrate, or a protein. Fat, carbohydrate, protein. That's it. Anything that you eat, it could be a freaking candy, it could be a soda, it could be anything that you eat or drink. It could be a ho-ho Twinkie, a ding dong, it could be a steak, it could be eggs, it could be rice, it could be pasta, it could be a fruit. Everything that you eat is going to be a carbohydrate, a protein, or a fat. Those are called macronutrients. Macro, big picture. Let's put this on the board. You guys have played this game before, called Tetris. I'm going to draw it. All right. Draw on the board. Here we go. You got pieces to this game. We've got the fats. We've got the proteins. Proteins has got its own category. And then we've got the, the big one. The carbs. Now, y'all have played that game before. I'm going to pull it up to show you just to jog your memory. Just in case you'd be like, oh, Kelley, I don't remember that game. What game? What game? Tetris. Check it out. You remember the game. I'm going to pull it up for you. Here it is right here. Let me put it in. Hold on. I'm pulling it up for you. Hold on. Just in case you don't I don't remember that game. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, one right here. Come on, images. It's going slow. Here it is. But you guys remember this game. You remember that. Look at that game. You remember that, right? Maybe you played it as a kid. Heck, maybe you played it as an adult. You know what I mean? You had the pieces, the blocks, and all of that stuff. You remember that. You remember all the different blocks, right? You remember that? Tetris? Yeah, look. You remember it. Starting to come back. Yeah, I know. Who's played that game before? Put a me in the chat if you've ever played that game of Tetris. This game, it's all about participation, folks. The more you participate in this game, a game of blood sugar Tetris, whoo, the better things are going to turn out for you when it comes to managing this blood sugar. Remember, because you said that you were tired of having high blood sugar, right? You said you were tired of it running your life. So, okay, if you're tired of it running your life, you got to figure out how to play the game a lot better. But put a me in the chat, folks. Put a me in the chat if you played this game before. If it's coming back to you now, put a me in the chat. All right. 1, 2. Okay, only one person's played this game. Okay, got it. All right. Well, all right, folks. For those, if you've never heard of this game, which most folks haven't, which is kind of weird to me. I thought most folks heard of Tetris, but apparently not. Maybe I've been living in the freaking Stone Ages. Because most folks don't know what Tetris is. But anyhow, let's get into it. Who can tell me what happens, folks, to your blood sugar whenever you eat fats? Whenever you eat fat, folks, who can tell me, what do you think happens to your blood sugar? Things like avocados, things like nuts and seeds, things like peanut butter. What do you think happens to your blood sugar at that point, folks? Can you tell me? What do you think happens to your blood sugar? Does it go up? Does it stay the same? This is a participation game, folks. You got to participate in this one, or this is going to be a sucky game. You know what I mean? We're going to lose the game tremendously if you guys don't participate in this game, folks. So what do you think happens when you're eating? You eat food, right? I told you it's going to be You got to understand, if you got type 2 diabetes, here's the thing, folks. If you've got type 2 diabetes and you don't understand this game, this game of blood sugar Tetris, there probably is no hope for you. I'm going to say that. If you don't understand this game. But if you understand this game, there's all the hope in the world. So the question is, it's only anytime you eat something, anything, it doesn't matter. You eat food, right? What happens when you eat fat? It's either going to be a fat, a protein, or carbohydrate. That's it. It ain't going past that. Those are called macronutrients. Everything else, just minerals and vitamins and all that stuff, fits in one of these categories. Fiber, even fiber fits in one of these categories. So what happens when you eat fat? Avocados, nuts, and seeds, all that. Okay, here we go. Finally got some answers. All right, it balances, it stabilizes, increases sugar. I don't understand it. What do you mean you don't understand what? You don't understand? Oh, the game? Yeah, okay. I'm going to teach you how to play this game. Converts to sugar, slow digestion. Here we go. Fats. So typically nothing happens. Ideally, well, let me say typically, ideally, nothing happens to your blood sugar. It may go up a little bit, maybe like a tiny, it doesn't even register really. So nothing happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fat, avocados, nuts and seeds, you know what I mean? Fat. Here's the thing. When you're playing a game of Tetris, that means that the blocks are coming down very, very slowly. You remember in the game, level 1, the blocks come down very, very slowly, don't they? Very, very slowly. So you can put them down there. You remember in the game, you can move them to the left, to the right. You can move them all over the place because on level 1, the chips are coming down so freaking slowly that it doesn't even freaking matter because they're coming down so daggone slow, so you can move them. So that's what happens whenever you eat fat to your blood sugar, folks. Nothing really happens to it. It's coming down so slow. The pieces are so small, and it doesn't affect your blood sugar at all. Really, doesn't really affect it at all. Okay, let's up the ante a little bit. So that's fats. So category number 2, protein. Who can tell me what happens to your blood sugar? It's a game of blood sugar Tetris. You got to know this game, folks. If you have insulin resistance and high blood sugar, you got to understand this game, okay? You got to. What happens now whenever you eat protein? Things like steak, eggs, chicken, turkey you just passed, tofu, tempeh, you know what I mean? What happens then? What happens to your blood sugar at that point? Does it stay the same? Does it go down? I mean, is it negligible? I mean, does it go up? I mean, what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat protein, folks? Who can tell me what happens then? Any guesses? Okay, somebody says it stabilizes. It's stable. What happens to your blood sugar, folks? You can tell me. Any guesses on any other guesses? If somebody said stable, does it stay the same? Folks, I'm telling you, you got to participate in this game. You got to know what happens to your blood sugar. If you have high blood sugar, if you're on insulin every single day and your blood sugar is high every day, and you're frustrated with your blood sugar, and you're sick of type 2 diabetes running your life, folks, you got to understand this game. So what happens to your blood sugar when you eat protein? Any guesses? All right, here we go. Goes up and slow digest, stabilizes it, balances. Okay. All right, y'all are quiet today. All right, no worries. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Did my screen freeze? Can y'all still hear me? Can you still see me? Put a me in the chat because nobody's participating in this game, folks. All right. Can you see me? Put a yes in the chat if you can still hear me. Because maybe I'm just talking to myself. All right. No guesses. Y'all can hear me then. All right. No guesses on what can happen to your blood sugar. Well, I'm going to tell you then, if no one's guessing. Your blood sugar does go up when you eat protein, things like chicken, steak, eggs, turkey, steak, tofu, tempeh, fish, protein, powders. It does go up, but it doesn't go up by a lot. Doesn't go up by a lot, folks. So it goes up a little bit. So it's like in the video game, the pieces are coming down a little bit faster. The pieces are a little bit bigger. But it's nothing that you can't handle. You see this in the game? The pieces are coming down faster, bigger, nothing you can't handle. Okay, so they're right here. Oh, protein. Okay, folks. I don't know if I should ask, but because nobody's participating, but it's a participation game, folks. You got to know what happens to your blood sugar. Okay. Let's see, y'all. So fat, a little bit, nothing happens when you eat fat. A little bit happens when you eat protein. What happens when you eat carbohydrates, folks? Things like pasta, lasagna, rice. What happens then, folks? Can you tell me what happens to your blood sugar at that point? Does it stay the same? Does it do nothing? Does it drop? Does it, I don't know. Okay. It spikes like crazy, high. Okay. Pasta, rice, potatoes, candy. What happens then, folks, to your blood sugar? I don't know. Maybe we can get some participation on this one to see if the folks are participating, folks. Because you gotta, if you have type, I'm gonna say it again, folks. If you have type 2 diabetes, if you are struggling with that blood, if you are frustrated and dealing with blood sugar every day, you got to know what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat carbohydrates. Spikes like crazy. That's it. All right. Y'all are real quiet today, man. I don't know. Flush the hell out of your blood sugar. That's a good point. Flush the hell out of your blood sugar. That's it. So when you eat carbohydrates, your blood sugar does go up. And it goes up depending on what kind of carbohydrates you eat. Now, here's the thing. In the game of Tetris, those are the big blocks, folks. Those are the big blocks. All right? Those are the big blocks. You see here? And these blocks just start coming down faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. This is your blood sugar. I'm going to give you an example. Let me pull it up. Hold on. As soon as I find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm going to give you an example, folks. Fats and proteins stabilize. Fats and proteins together stabilize the carbs as long as the numbers are high together. So you're saying putting clothing on your carbohydrates. Yeah, that's right. You're exactly right. We're going to cover that. That's a good point. But here it is. You see what happens? When you eat the carbohydrates, the rices and the ho-ho Twinkies and the ding-dongs and all that stuff, because here's the thing, folks. We're supposed to only have about a teaspoon of blood sugar running through our body. When your blood sugar is at 100, when your blood sugar is at 100, here it is. This is how much through your whole body. Your whole body. This is what you got, a teaspoon. Whole body. That's all it wants to see. But here's the thing. You want to know how much one Coca-Cola is? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 6, yeah. Yeah, you want to know one Coca-Cola, a Coke, 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola, has 10 teaspoons of sugar. 10. You want to know what 10 teaspoons of sugar looks like? Looks just like this. This is it. This is 10 teaspoons of sugar right here. Now, this is, folks, is what you just flooded your bloodstream with. You just flooded your bloodstream with this. 10 teaspoons of blood sugar, of sugar. But the thing is, you was only supposed to have 1. That's what your body wants to see. But you drink a Coke, you just drink 10. Now, check it out. What do you think that's going to do to your body? In the game of Tetris, like I said, these blocks start coming down real fast, real fast. What happens in the game of Tetris when these blocks pile up? Who can tell me? What happens in the game of Tetris when these blocks pile up? Yeah, inflammation. Yeah, inflammation could definitely be part of it. All of these blocks piling up on you, all this sugar and all that stuff. Yeah, inflammation. But what happens in the game of Tetris? You played the game before. What happens when those chips pile all the way up to the top in the game? Who can tell me what happens? What happens when those chips, they just keep on piling up until eventually they pile all the way up to the top of the screen? What happens in that video game? Crash out, blockage, somebody says. Okay, here's what happens. It says that your game is over. Says that your game's over, folks. That's what it says. That's what it says. Game over. You see that? Game over. See the chips pile all the way up to the top? Game over. In the game of Tetris, that's what happens. Same thing happens in real life. When these chips keep on piling up, these blocks keep on piling up, and you the more these chips are piling up, the more insulin resistant you are becoming, because insulin can't go anywhere until you get rid of the blood sugar first. But if you keep on piling on the ho-ho Twinkies and the ding-dongs, and someone says it's 33 grams of sugar a lot. 33 grams of sugar is a hell of a lot. You want to know how much? I'm going to do the math. And you look on the back of a can of a soda or whatever, and it says 33 teaspoons, you say, right? Or you say 33 grams, sorry. So I'm going to do the math, 33 grams of sugar times 0.24 is that a lot? 7.92. So 8 teaspoons of sugar. You tell me if that's a lot. Right? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4. Right here. You tell me if that's a lot. That's 8. I don't know. Is that a lot? You tell me. Right? It's a subjective thing, right? It's a very, very relative. A lot is a relative term. Okay? So is 8 teaspoons a lot to you when you're supposed to have 1? You tell me. Yeah. It means if you're drinking 33 grams a teaspoon or 8 teaspoons, you're flooding this thing up a lot quicker, and you're going to lose the game a lot quicker. If you continue to do that, you're going to lose the game a lot quicker. Your game's going to be over a lot quicker than what you want it to be. Like how soon before you want it to be? Like many, many years before you want it to be. Because when the chips pile up and your game's over a lot quicker than what you want, so you can press the reset button on the game. But you can't press the reset button on your life. So it's a good question, Melanie. The question is, when we're talking about sugar, are you talking about added sugar or natural reoccurring sugars? It really doesn't matter. Sugar is sugar. So whether it's artificial sugar, the added sugar, is you saying, the white table sugar, the added sugar, or the naturally occurring sugar. So it really doesn't matter, because sugar is sugar. Once you juice away the fiber, so whether you juice a fruit or whether you juice or whether you just drink a freaking Mountain Dew, the sugar is still the same, because you stripped away the fiber. You stripped away the protection. So it's still going to spike the hell out of your blood sugar. So sugar is sugar. It doesn't matter if it's natural sugar. Doesn't matter if it's table sugar. Doesn't matter if it's sugar. It's 50% glucose, 50% fructose. That's it. So it really doesn't matter. And then when you see that on the labels, that's another thing. When you see that on the labels and it says no added sugar, that is really a marketing stunt to see if you really paid attention in class. They want to know if you paid attention in class. The people who are marketing those stuff that says no sugar added, they want to know if you paid attention in math class. Because if you look on the back of that thing, the label is going to say no added sugar on the front. But if you look on the back, it's going to say 29 grams of sugar. Let's just say an apple juice. You get a big apple juice, and it says 29. It says no sugar added on the front, but on the back it says 29 grams of sugar on the label. And you're like, 29 grams of sugar? Yeah. That means that they took an apple, juiced it, removed all the fiber, and left all the sugar. None of the chaser. The fiber is the chaser. They left none of the chaser. And as a result, when you drink that, 29 grams of sugar per serving, by the way, it's going to be 8 servings in a 64-ounce thing of apple juice. Let's do the math. 29 grams of sugar divided by multiplied by 0.24, 6.96. So 7 grams of sugar, folks. 7 grams of sugar. So when you drink an apple juice and it says no sugar added, you still just drink 7 teaspoons of sugar. And that's 8 ounces. Imagine if you drink a big glass, 16 ounces. That's 14 teaspoons of sugar that you just drank. Marketing, right? They want to know if you paid attention in math class. How about brown sugar? Brown sugar is nothing but white sugar with molasses on it. Okay? That's what makes it turn brown. So no. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. These are the 3. If it ain't stevia, it ain't monk fruit, it ain't allulose. Hey, no. Cut out sugar and sucralose. Yeah, that would be great. Sucralose, artificial sugar. Aspartame, artificial sugar. You don't want sugar. You don't want artificial sugar. So the 3 sweeteners are stevia, monk fruit, allulose. If it ain't stevia, monk fruit, allulose, whoo. They both don't need the sugar. No, they don't need the sugar. No. I juice vegetables with lemon in the morning. Is that okay? That is an amazing idea, Melanie. Juicing vegetables is what you want to do. You can juice. You juice vegetables, but you don't juice fruit. Rule number 1, folks, of this game of blood sugar Tetris is you can juice vegetables, but you cannot juice the fruit. If you're sick of type 2 diabetes, if the problem has been this, if type 2 diabetes has been running your life, rule number 1 is you cannot juice fruit. You can eat your fruit, but you can't juice it. You can juice vegetables, cucumber, celery, kale, spinach, whatever. You can juice those. Juice the hell out of them. But you cannot juice fruit. That's rule number 1 of playing this game of blood sugar Tetris. You juicing fruit is just like going to the store and getting a thing of apple juice and just drinking it. Or apple juice orange juice in the morning. Folks, one of the worst breakfasts that you can have is pancakes with an orange juice. Never go to McDonald's. Rule number 2, never go to McDonald's. And I mean never go to McDonald's and get the hot cakes and sausage with an orange juice for breakfast. Never, and I mean never, ever, if you're suffering from high blood sugar, ever do that in your life. Okay? Ever. It's going to send your blood sugar so high that you couldn't even possibly imagine. Agave, same thing. Agave's got a stronger kick to it. Stronger kick to it. I said sugar was 50% glucose, 50% fructose, the sweet stuff. That's fructose. But agave is a little bit different. It hits a little bit harder. Hits a little bit different. It's got 55% fructose, which means the sweet stuff, 45% glucose. So it's even sweeter. So the sweet stuff is going to send your blood sugar even higher. So no for the agave. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the 3. Your thoughts on metformin. What are your thoughts on metformin? My thoughts are this. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition, meaning it was your diet, it was your lifestyle unless barring anything other than like steroids, right? It was your diet, your lifestyle that caused the condition. So it is a lifestyle-driven condition. It's predominantly what you're eating, type 2 diabetes. So what do I think about metformin? If you want to put a bandage on it, yeah, you can do that. If you want to avoid getting that, if you want to tiptoe around, dancing around the real solution, the real problem is you got high blood sugar. Why do you have high blood sugar? It's because it's what you've been eating. That's why you got high blood sugar. And when you address that, here's the thing. When the diet is wrong, you asked me about metformin. What are my thoughts on it? Here's my thoughts on it. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. That's what I think about it. But here's the thing, though. When the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Those are my thoughts on metformin. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. Metformin included. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Oh yeah, metformin included. Why? Why what? Why what? Because the food is the medicine. That's why. I don't know what you mean why, but the food is the medicine. That's why. And the medicine is the food. People ask me, how did I reverse type 2 diabetes? It's because I mastered this game of blood sugar Tetris. I realized the whole time that it was just the food that I was eating, and I was playing the game whole freaking wrong, causing my insulin levels to be high. See, when blood sugar's high, when you got a lot of blood sugar in your system, you got a lot of blood sugar because you ate a lot of junk, crap as I call it. You got a lot of that floating through your system. Whoo, insulin is high. Insulin is high. I don't eat McDonald's. Great. Stay away from there as much as you possibly can. And all of the fast foods. Stay away from them as much as you possibly can. I like to eat sweet all day. How can I stop? Well, number one thing, are you suffering from insulin resistance? Do you have high blood sugar? All right, how you stop is this. You got to get down to the root cause of it. Maybe because you're very, very insulin resistant. We bring down the insulin resistant. You change what you're eating. You hang out with me in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. People have hang out with me in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Over 300 people have. Usually the average is this. The average is about day 5, day 7. People start reporting back that the cravings are going away. Their sweet tooth is going away. They're craving all these carbohydrates is going away. How can you stop? Is you stop it by getting down to the root cause of it, which is your diet. If you need direction, if you say, damn it, I want to stop eating sweets all day. It's been kicking my butt. And I need a little direction, folks. I don't know where to begin. You can begin with that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There's a lot of other stuff on my page too. There's a quiz that you can take. There's a masterclass that you can take. This is all free information. All you got to do is pay attention. But if you got to the point where if you're suffering from type 2 diabetes and that's you, when you say, that's me, I'm suffering from type 2 diabetes, I'm suffering from high blood sugar, I got all these cravings, I just can't stop the cravings. If that's you, then folks, the 14-day challenge is calling your name. It is. It's a whole lifestyle change in 14 days. But even if you say, listen, here's the thing. Even if you say 14 days, I'm going to get outside of my comfort zone for 14 days. 14 days ain't the end of the world. Let's just say you hang out with me for 14 days and your sugar cravings don't go away. At the end of the day, it was just 14 days. But on the other hand, on the other side, the average is day 5, day 7. Most people's cravings start to go away. That's when they start to report that the cravings have gone away. Day 5, day 7. So that's the question that you got to ask yourself. If you're ready for change, if you're ready to find out, you use that discount code CYBER25. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I take metformin. How do you feel about that? Are these bragging rights? I don't know what you're saying. You take metformin, like are those? I take Salaxacliptin. Or again, are these bragging rights, or what are these? What are you saying by you taking these medications? Is the question I'm asking you. You know what I mean? Or is the question, or are you saying that because you're saying, I want to stop taking these medications. I want to get out of this bottomless pit of more and more and more and more and more medication. Because I'm going to tell you, folks, taking more and more medication and trying to get down to the root cause of something that you've been dealing with for 15 years, and it ain't going anywhere. Trust me, folks, here's the thing. If nothing has changed, nothing is going to change. If you don't change what's at the end of your fork right here, what we've been talking about, if you don't change that, I told you, I don't like to be the one to do this, to tell you that you are going to continue to have high blood sugar if you don't change what's at the end of your fork. Starts off by playing this game a whole lot better. When you've got high blood sugar like this, and these chips start to pile up because you didn't address the root cause, it's what you're eating. You can try to mask it, okay? You can try to mask it with metformin. You can try to mask it with Salaxacliptin. You can try to mask it. You can mask it with that. You can. It'll artificially lower your blood sugar. But the question is, it ain't going to stop it. It ain't going to stop the bleeding. If you stop that stuff, the bleeding is going to come back gushing. The blood sugar is going to come back crazy, just like this. You see how this game right here? Look at this. You see how this blood sugar is going down and down and down and down? That's what's going to happen when you stop taking all that stuff. Because you want to know why it does that? Why it comes back? It's because you didn't get to the root of it. And the root of it, it was your diet. That's what the root of it was. If you want to get to the root of it, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where is it? Here it is. Jardiance makes me so sick. So the question, let me ask you this though. Lizzie B, how do you feel about that? Just because it makes you sick doesn't may not deter you. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to the point where you're sick and tired of that. Where you're sick and tired of diabetes running your life. But if you haven't gotten to the point where you're sick and tired of Jardiance and all the bottomless pit of more and more medication, if you ain't gotten tired of that yet, I'm going to tell you the truth, Lizzie B. It's just going to persist. Here's the thing. If you don't want it to persist anymore, if you wanted to do something different, here it is. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here it is. You click right here. You click on my picture again. Here it is. Look. Boom. You click on that link that says Linktree. You saw that link that I clicked right there? That link that says Linktree. Oops. Here it is. Linktree right there. It's a lot of goodies on my page, folks. If you have high blood sugar, there's a lot of goodies on my page for people who have high blood sugar. See, look at that. That's a lot of blood sugar. It's a lot of sugar. You got a lot of sugar going through your veins. My page is the place that you want to go because there's a lot of great information on there. There's a quiz. There's a master plan. Where does type 2 diabetes come from? The lifestyle medicine formula. That's all free information. It's great. Soak it all up. All you got to pay is attention. But for my folks who say, I need some direction, I feel like my body has been begging for a reset. If your body's been begging for a reset, by golly, I think you should listen to it. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I said in this video game, you can reset, you can press reset on the game of Tetris. You can reset and play another game. When they say it's time to chop off your toe, when it's time to amputate your toe, when it's time to lose your vision, when it's time to lose, your kidneys have failed, there's no pressing the reset button on that. And ultimately, there's no pressing the reset button when they say that, they don't say that, but diabetes will say that your life's over because the game's over. You played the game of Tetris a lot. Blood sugar Tetris wrong. The chips piled up too quickly. And as a result, you checked out of here 15, 20 years too soon. My sister passed away at the age of 55 years old 2 years ago in her sleep due to complications from, you guessed it, type 2 diabetes. This game of blood sugar Tetris. It's real, folks. You can press the reset button on the video game, but you cannot press it in your real life. You can't. But you can press it, the reset button, if you get to it before it's too late. It's too late when you're in the dirt. If you ain't in the dirt yet, it's not too late. That's why it's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Press the reset button on the game. You can press the reset button on your life too, but you got to get to it before it's too late. You got to get to it before the damn time runs out, before those damn chips pile up and they get you. Those blocks pile up and they get you. Insulin resistance gets too much, it gets you. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What the people are saying? People are saying great stuff. Why? They changed their life through the power of this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Got off the bottomless pit of more and more medication. Someone got taken off of their medication. Someone's A1C went from an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7. Fasting blood sugar over 250, 300, 400. Fasting blood sugar. After the 14-day challenge, under 100. Why? Because it's a strategy. It's a proven blueprint. Proven blueprint. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. You step into the change. You step into the uncomfortable, because it's going to be uncomfortable doing something, eating something that, you go from eating whatever you want to eating whole unprocessed foods, real whole unprocessed foods. It's going to be a bit uncomfortable, but that's the thing. Everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. A little bit of discomfort, that's the key, that's the price of admission. Change requires a little bit of discomfort. That's the price of admission. If you're ready for a little bit of change, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is calling your name. It's normally $99 you join that challenge. Cyber Monday, $69 you join that challenge. 30% off to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Cyber 25, that is the discount code. It's going to drop the price down from $99 to, see, it says $99. $99 join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code CYBER25. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $69. Not $79, $69. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm 55. Yeah, if you're 55, yeah. My sister passed away like I said, my sister passed away at the age of 55. Diabetes doesn't care. It doesn't care if you're 55. It doesn't care if you're 14. It doesn't freaking care how old you are. It doesn't care if you're 80. It doesn't care if you're 35. It don't care. I'm 47. And you think it cares that I'm 47? It doesn't care. Where do I find the app? Where do you find? You mean the link? It's right here. You click right here, and then you click on my picture again. You click here, and you click on my picture again, and then you click on that link that's right under my picture that says Linktree. That's where you get it. Why have I lost so much weight so fast? I don't know. Well, why have you lost weight so fast? I started Jardians and a week ago because my A1C was at 11.8. Yeah, if you just started Jardians a week ago and you losing some weight, yeah, that's because it's messing with your hormones. They're confused. So when you lose a bunch of weight quickly, What that means is, and you don't want to, you wouldn't expect them to. It's your body saying, what the hell is going on? What's going on with my insulin and what's going on with my blood sugar? Something's manipulated and I don't know what the hell to do. I'm in panic mode. So here's what I'm going to do. Since I'm in panic mode and I can't tap into the energy from the food because the insulin is like getting messed up, I don't know. Your body starts dumping fat because that's where stored energy is. So it's so confused that it starts dumping the fat from your fat cells as energy. Hence, you start losing weight. So a lot of people ask me, man, why am I losing so much weight? But I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Why am I losing so much weight? It's because you're not metabolically flexible. What does that mean, to be metabolically flexible? It means that your body has to be able to shift between seamlessly. To be metabolically flexible, it means your body has to shift seamlessly between burning fat for energy, burning food for energy. So the food that you eat, whatever you eat, all the stuff that we eat, like what do we say? There's 3 categories, right? All the stuff that you eat is either going to be converted into blood sugar somehow. That's energy. That's one form of energy. The second form of energy that your body uses is through your fat cells. But for it to be able to tap into that fat cell, when you run out of food, you haven't eaten in a while, you run out of blood sugar, your body has to be able to tap into the fat, the reserve tank. But when you got insulin resistance, when your insulin is way up here, like I said, look at all the blood sugar. When your insulin's way up here and you're insulin resistant, because where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. When you're insulin resistant, now your body it's having trouble tapping into that fat reserve. And as a result, your body panics. And it says, I don't know how to get the energy, so we're just going to dump all the extra damn fat and you're going to lose a bunch of weight. But that ain't a good thing, folks. That's not how you want to do it. You want to become more metabolically flexible. You want to become more or insulin sensitive. Insulin, folks, is the most important hormone in the body. You want to be as sensitive to insulin as possible because it's the most important hormone in your body. It is like the game I like to play or compare it to is spades. If you've ever played spades before, the creme de la creme, like the top card, is the Joker. It's the top card, the Joker. So insulin is the same way. It's the top dog. Like there's no other hormone. Everything to get to the cells, everything must go through insulin. For anything to get to the cells, or for energy to get through the cells, through insulin, it must go first. There's only one exception to that rule, when you're exercising. Other than that, insulin has a lot to say. A lot to say. And if you're resistant to the most important hormone in the body, your clock's ticking a lot fast. You're playing this game of blood sugar, blood sugar Tetris wrong, and your chips are piling up real fast. And when they pile up real fast, like I said before, when we eating all the junk, this is all the junk we're eating. The Doritos, the Ho-Ho Twinkies, and all of that stuff, and all of the Cheetos and everything that we're eating, folks. All of the ultra-processed foods that we're eating. The candy, the gummy worms like I used to eat. Wash it down with a Mountain Dew. Folks, I used to eat a big bag of gummy worms for dinner sometimes. Like that was my dinner, a big bag of gummy worms. Wash it down with a Mountain Dew. You could imagine why I had type 2 diabetes. You could imagine why I had high blood sugar. You can imagine. That's what it is, folks. It's the food. Let me see here. Hold on. I lost some of my comments. Let me see. Uh-oh. My comments have left. Hold on. Oh, here we go. They're back. No. Oh, I don't know. They're back. Some are back. Good morning. Shout out to you, Catherine. What's up, Becky Bex? Yeah, so that's why you lose so much weight, Lizzie. Okay, here we go. I hit the wrong button. Sorry. All right, we're good. All right. Exactly. I only weigh 136 pounds. Weight doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Weight helps if you're overweight, if you're obese like I was, it certainly doesn't help. But you don't have to be overweight. You don't have to be overweight to be a type 2 diabetic. You could be called TOFI. You ever heard of TOFI? That's thin on the outside, fat on the inside. TOFI. Okay? Means you probably got a lot of visceral fat. It's underneath the surface. That's where the fat is. It's connected to your organs. It's called TOFI. Thin on the outside, fat on the inside. Milk chocolate is going to be a no-go. Becky Bex, you said dark chocolate? Yes. Milk chocolate is going to be a no-go. Why milk chocolate? No milk chocolate? Because milk chocolate is dairy, folks. You don't want to do dairy. We talked about dairy on, what was it? Saturday we talked about dairy? Maybe we talked, yeah. But yeah, we did diesel fuel versus unleaded. Yeah, so dairy, you don't want to do dairy, folks. So you can do dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is great. Dark chocolate is great for cravings. But when it comes to milk chocolate, which yam is good to eat? All the yams are good to eat, right? All the yams are good to eat. All good. You just got to know how to eat it in a certain order. You see this right here? Here's what I want you to do, folks. Never, and I mean never, if you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, never eat carbohydrates by themselves. Never eat naked carbs. Don't just wake up in the morning and eat a bowl of fruit, or eat a big bowl of fruit, or eat a big bowl of rice, or eat some toast. You know what I mean? Chow down on some toast. Never do that. Always put some clothing on that first. Put some fats, put some protein. Fat, protein first. Never eat naked carbs. Clothing is fat, protein. So never, again, a watermelon, just wake up and, I'm gonna eat a watermelon. I don't know. Think of fruit as a dessert. When you think of fruit, think of dessert. Yeah. I'm proud to say that I joined the challenge. I will let you know how it goes, Lasita. Amazing. When did you join the challenge? How long ago did you join the challenge? Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why did you join the challenge? Probably because you're tired of type 2 diabetes running your life. You're probably getting frustrated. You're probably getting frustrated by all the freaking blood sugar. High blood sugar constantly. So you decide, you know what? I'm going to step outside of my comfort zone and join the 14-day challenge and start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. Can you imagine reversing type 2 diabetes and owning your health, folks? Can you imagine that? Because type 2 diabetes is a reversible condition. You're going to own your health. Your health is not going to own you anymore. Can you imagine that, folks? And can you imagine the kind of control that you're going to have when you don't have to freak out about your blood sugar again? Do you realize the kind of control that you're going to have, folks? Do you realize that? The kind of control that you're going to have. Do you realize that what that was going to do to your life? To your life, not my life, your life. Not mine. I already did it. But here's the thing, though. I can't show you how to run the race if I haven't already crossed the finish line. So I already crossed the finish line. So here's the thing. I want to show you how to run the race. How do you run the race? By joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. How do you start running that race? How do you get in training to start running the race? The crossing the finish line? Because here's the thing, folks. It's like a marathon. Reversing type 2 diabetes is a marathon. It ain't a sprint. It's a marathon. But you got to start training. You got to get moving. You cannot run a marathon without training for it first, right? The Boston Marathon. You think you're going to run the Boston Marathon 26.2 miles without training? Come on, man. Come on now. You ain't going to be able to run the Boston Marathon without training. You can't just go from couch potato one day to Boston Marathon the next day. That's what it's like to reverse type 2 diabetes. You ain't going to wake up one day and reverse type 2 diabetes. It is a process that you got to go through. And it starts with what you are eating. If you've had diabetes for however many years, 20 years, like Lasita just, 29 years, like Lasita said. 29 years. That's a long time. 29 years, that's a lot of time. That's like 30 years for neurons for you to form a certain way of thinking. To think that it's never going to happen for me. Because what neurons fire together, they wire together. What does that mean? That means the more you focus on something, the more that is your natural way, your default way of thinking, because it's the way that you've been thinking for many, many years. So it's easy for you to think that way. But when someone tells you to come in and say, hey, you can reverse type 2 diabetes, your neurons are like, well, I don't know about that because I've been dealing with this thing for 30 years. So what you mean I can reverse it? Whatever. You ain't gonna listen. You're not gonna listen. You ain't. Let's be real, right? You're not gonna listen. If I came up to you on the street, you've been dealing with diabetes for 29, 30 years. If I came up to you on the street and told you that type 2 diabetes is reversible, you'd tell me to get the hell out of your damn face, wouldn't you? Because that ain't true. Because if there were, you'd know about it. I'm here to tell you that is true because it happened to me. I ain't had it for 29 years. I didn't have it for 29 years, but it's totally reversible. You ready for change? You ready to test that? Start putting that to the test. You join the challenge. How do I join? Here's how you join, right here. Here it is right here. Here's how you join that challenge. You click right here. And you click on my picture again. You got to click here, click on my picture again, and you're going to come right here. Here it is. Here it is. You see that link that says Linktree right there? You see it? And click on that link that says Linktree. A lot of freebies on the page, folks. Quiz, masterclass, PDF, a lot of freebies, a lot of goodies. But the only one that I got to charge you for is this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. Why? It's because it's real people getting real results in 14 days. You may not believe it because you've been dealing with this for so long, and those neurons, you've developed a certain way of thinking. I get it. And you say, that's impossible. Trust me, my doctor didn't say that. My doctor didn't tell me that. I know if it were possible to reverse type 2 diabetes, my doctor would have told me that, right? So that's bullshit what you're saying, isn't it, Kelley? That type 2 diabetes is reversible? It's bullshit. Keep it real, Kelley. No. I'm here to tell you. You got to change the way that you think. And realize that type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle-driven condition. It's caused by your diet and lifestyle. 14-day challenge. 14 days. We're going to show you what's possible in 14 days. Are you going to get rid of type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No. I already told you it's a marathon. But to run the marathon, you got to start training. You got to start training. 14-day challenge is that training. If you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, let's start training. Start training. Train with me. Train with me for 14 days on your blood sugar. Reset it. Train with me for 14 days. I'll be your personal tour guide for 14 days. It's a proven system. Over 300 people have joined. A blueprint. Over 300 people have joined. The question is, what makes them any different than you? The people who have joined this challenge are getting amazing results. Some taking off of their medication, lowering their A1C 2 points. The difference between you and them is, number one, you may be new. First time you may have heard me. Second thing is maybe if you've been hearing me for a while, the only difference between them and you is they've taken action. Okay? That's the only difference. You've heard the stories. You've heard the success stories of the people come on here and they share their stories. I get so many emails it's crazy. The emails that I get with people saying that the change that's happened in 14 days. The only difference between them and you, they taking action. That's the only difference. They took action. When they took action, they did it 100%. They went all the way. They went hard. They went for 14 days. They went hard. They ain't go off the tracks. Nothing. Those are the A students. Not everybody makes it through the challenge, folks. It is a challenge for a reason. I didn't call it the 14-day blood sugar cakewalk. It's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Because it's designed to take you outside of your comfort zone. It's designed to get you to do things that you don't want to do. Let's be real, folks. There is nobody on this damn planet that wants to eat healthy. There's nobody on this planet that wants to. Everybody wants to eat what they want to eat. Everybody eat what they want to freaking eat. Am I right or am I right? You want to eat what you want to eat. So if I tell you in 14 days, we're going to eat real whole unprocessed food, you're like, that ain't what I want to eat. That ain't what I want to eat. Are you kidding me? I want to eat that bull crap, as I call it. I want to eat the carbonated junk, the refined sugar, the artificial stuff, the processed foods. That's what we want. That's what we crave, the processed foods, the pizzas and all of that. You don't want to get outside of your comfort zone and eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and whole grains, and legumes, and leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, tofu, steak, eggs, fish. You don't want to eat that. Here's how you sign up. So if you click right here, you click on my picture again. Click right here. Click on my picture again. Here it is. You see that link that says Linktree? Here it is. Here's how you sign up. See that Linktree right there. Oops. Click it right there. Linktree. Dang it. Linktree right there. Got a fat finger today. Here it is. 14-day challenge right here. See that one 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's normally $99 to join this challenge. Cyber Monday, though, last day of the sale. This is the last day, $69. Join the challenge. Use the discount code CYBER25. Use that discount code CYBER25. It's $69 to join that challenge. Instead of $99, last day, 30% off, $69. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. How many people have joined this? Oh, yeah, over 300. I told you, the only difference between them and you, the only difference, they've actually taken action. They've actually took a chance on themselves, stepped outside of their comfort zone for 14 days and see what happens and do the work. And they showed up and did the work, and they did it again the next day. And as a result, some of these people have been taken off of their medication. As a result, some people have taken their A1C from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. As a result, people have been taken off of their insulin by the doctor. As a result, $99 to join that challenge. You use that discount code CYBER25. $69 to join that challenge. Yep, there you go. Vegany. There it is. We got vegan options on there as well, right? Any kind of whatever diet you're eating, it's on there. Trust me. Something on there in that 14-day challenge for everybody. But all of these things are gonna save our lives. That's it. That's it. Eating healthy, you're right. There's a lot of things we do that we don't want to do. Yeah. A lot of things. There's a lot of things we do that we don't want to do. Yeah. And waking up eating healthy every day is not something that people want to damn do. Let's just be real, right? For real. Who wants to freaking wake up and eat freaking leafy greens and bell peppers and fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and carrots and kale and cucumber and mushrooms? Who wants to eat that? Huh? I don't want to eat that. But here's the thing, though. You may not want to eat it. Your taste buds may not want that. Blueberry muffins, that's what your body wants. You want blueberry muffins. That's what you want. But blueberry muffins is going to go in the diesel fuel category. That's going to go in the crap category, as I call it. Blueberry muffins. There's no nutritional value in blueberry muffins. Not only is there no nutritional value, it's going to make your blood sugar go sky high. What do you think about berberine before meals? Berberine is great before meals. So berberine, apple cider vinegar, those are great before meals. Do it about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes before your meal. That's great. Those are great bonuses. Those help, right? Those help. It doesn't say you can take berberine and do all this stuff and just eat whatever the heck you want to eat. You can say, I'm gonna take berberine and I'm gonna still eat McDonald's. I'm gonna take berberine and I'm gonna still eat Popeyes and Pizza Hut for lunch. Really ain't gonna matter. But if you're taking berberine and you change up what you're eating, like I told you before, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans, leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, tofu, steak, eggs, or whatever you prefer. Just make sure it's the leaner sources. You clean all that stuff up with the berberine. Whoo! Magic. I was prescribed it, and I changed my whole diet. Yeah, if you change your whole, if you're taking berberine and you change your whole diet, you're doing the damn thing. But if you're just taking berberine and not changing your diet, then you're just going in circles. Right? But that's good though. That's good. All right, that's it, folks. When it comes to this game of blood sugar Tetris. That's it. When it comes to this game of blood sugar Tetris. Any questions on this game of blood sugar Tetris? And somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to them for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Shout out to you joining that challenge. Where your blood sugar is never going to look the same. You're not going to be the same. This is the start. Congratulations to you. This is the start. Told you ain't going to reverse it overnight. But if you keep showing up day in, 14 days is where it starts. It's the start of your training. But if you wake up, do the work, show up, you do the work, you do it, you show up, do the work, do it again the next day. You just do that every day. You just show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. How long do you do that for? Well, you're going to start out doing about 14 days. After that, you're going to continue after that, but 14 days is where we're going to start. We're going to take it slow first. So 14 days. We ain't going to dive all the way into the deep end. I'm not going to put you on a 90-day program right away. I ain't going to put you on 90 days. You might say, because here's the thing. Here's what happens. I used to do that, right? I wasn't as successful. When it comes to reversing people's type 2 diabetes, wasn't as successful. Because I say 90 days. Let's do 90 days. And like I said before, people are like, 90 days? Whoa! I'm not going to do 90 days. That's too much of a commitment. Even though it's my blood sugar, even though I'm the one that's sick of having type 2 diabetes and running it in my life, 90 days is too much of a commitment for me. Even though it's been running my life for like the past way more than 90 days. 90 days is too much for me. So I said, okay, got it. So I said, how can I get you? So then I went into my brain. I went into my think tank, my brain. Ding, ding. I went into my think tank. And I said, what is the best way that I can get someone amazing results in as little time as possible? Because I know 90 days is a big commitment. 14 days, on the other hand, that's not much of a commitment at all. It ain't. You can do anything for 14 days. Anything. You can step outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. How's the saying go? Whatever, if it don't kill you, it's going to make you stronger. 14 days is nothing. So that's why I brought it down to 14 days and I maximized it. I just took all the fluff out of it. Instead of the 90 days, there was no fluff in the 90 days, but you get what I'm saying. That's what I did, and I put it in a 14-day challenge. Give you the quickest results, the fastest results you possibly can. Like I said before, there are people who have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Day 1, A1C's at an 8. Day 15, day 1, A1C's at a 6. Day 1, someone 7.1, Stephen, and then 5.7 goes back to the doctor. 14 days, 15, couple weeks later. One time there was a truck driver. So for my truck drivers out there, shout out to my truck drivers. I do a segment called Diesel Fuel versus Unleaded. You'll love it. But for my truck drivers, this one truck driver in particular, he called me up on a Sunday. He was exuberant. He was happy. He was excited. I said, well, what's going on, boss? This is all he said. Man, it worked. That's what he said. Man, it worked. He went back to the doctor and all his numbers went down. And he was excited. It was on a Sunday. I don't remember the exact day, but I know it was on a Sunday. A few months back. Excited. Man, it worked. It's the same feeling that you're going to have. I told you what I did. 90 days, too much of a commitment. Most people are like, nah, bro. I don't care. I ain't committing to that. But I will commit to 14 days of clean, whole, unprocessed foods, eating that. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans, chicken, turkey, tofu, steak, eggs. These are fish. These are the foods that we're eating. We're just going to change the order on how you eat it. You do that, folks. Whoo, sky's the limit. You want it, if you're ready for change, if that's you, if you say that's me, I'm ready to, I'm done with the insulin resistance. I'm done with taking all these medications. I really want to know if food is the medicine. Is the medicine the food, or is the food the medicine? Is it the food the medicine, or is glyphosate the medicine? Like, which one is the real medicine? At the end of the 14 days, you're going to do it. You're going to discover out which one is the real medicine. Whether it's the food or whether it's the metformin. Like, which one is the real medicine? Here's what I can't tell you. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. But here's what I can tell you. Here's what I know. Here's what I believe. Here's what I've experienced. Here's what many other people who have joined this crusade of reversing type 2 diabetes, naturally, they've joined this crusade. Here's what they're saying. That it should always be your lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first. Okay, then we can talk about maybe the medication. But have we tried everything in our lifestyle first? Specifically what we're eating? Because that's predominantly what it is. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar, but it's predominantly what you're eating. That's what it is. What kind of exercises do you recommend when to start losing weight? You can recommend to start losing weight, any kind of exercise, right? The kind of exercise, here's what I mean. When I say exercise, you want 5 days a week of moderate, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. If you want to start losing the weight, what's moderate intensive movement? That means that if you're on a treadmill, it means that you can talk, but you can't sing. That's the kind of pace that I'm talking about. You can't be on the treadmill. If you're walking, you're just going for a little stroll. Oh, I'm just going for a stroll. I'm going for that. Okay, that helps, sure. But you want it to be moderate intensity. Pick up the pace. Where if you're on a treadmill, you can still talk, but you can't sing. If you got to the point where you're on a treadmill and you can sing, if you can sing while you're on the treadmill, that means you need to bump up the numbers some more. Like beep, 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 beep. Bump up the numbers some more. Increase the pace. That's moderate intensive movement, folks. That's that little gray area where you want to be. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Strength training. You want to do some strength training. So if you're just starting out, What kind of strength training? You can do body weight strength training. There's a whole bunch of videos you can pull up on YouTube. You can just work out at the house. Strength training, just put in something like in YouTube, strength training at home strength training, no weights. No weights, strength training. You just put that in a search. And I promise you can cast it to your living room. You can cast it up onto your living room TV and work out and do some body weight movements right there. You want to do that twice a week. You want to do strength training twice a week. Mix it in with your activity. That's where you want to be. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. You do that, plus cleaning up what you're eating real, whole, unprocessed foods, predominantly, 90% of the time. You do that, plus managing your stress, because that's the other area, stress management. If you're not managing your stress, that was also going to throw you off. You can be exercising and working out until you're blue in the face. But if you're stressed out, whoo, you're just running around in a freaking circle again. Like that merry-go-round, running around in a circle. And the last area is sleep. Those are the 4 areas. Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. You master those 4 areas in your lifestyle, type 2 diabetes will cease to exist in your life. The weight cease to exist in your life. Have another program, Beyond the Challenge, but that is for folks who make it through the challenge. You get through that challenge, I tell you, you're going to hang out with 2 weeks first. I know you said, Lucida, you're in the challenge, been a weekend, right? How's everything going a weekend? Once you finish the challenge, successfully complete the challenge, then we start addressing those other areas. That's where true transformation begins. True transformation begins there. At the end of the 14 days, people are like, well, what's next? What's after the 14 days? After the 14 days is we continue to train. We go beyond the challenge. We switch up the strategy. We start focusing on the big picture. Instead of being a focused strategy for 14 days, we're focusing on the big picture. What's the big picture? Oh yeah, real life. Because people always ask me, well, how do I lose the weight? I go here, I go there. Life, it gets to life. I work here, I travel here, I do this, I do that. That's my life. How can I lose the weight? That's what I coach you around, folks. Coach you around life. Because losing weight is not a straight line. A lot of people think just give me the meal plan and go. Give me a meal plan and I'll follow that meal plan for like the rest of my life. You ain't gonna follow no damn meal plan for the rest of your life. I promise you, you ain't. It's gonna be the most exhausting life that you ever experienced. Following the meal plan for life. No. It's not about following the meal plan. You want to know what it's about? It's about learning how to eat. My programs, that's what I teach you, how to eat. What to eat, yes, but specifically how to eat it. How to eat, what to eat, not a meal plan, because that ain't life. When you have a family emergency, when you got this, when you got that, your boss is getting on your, whatever, something's happening in the family, whatever. That's called life. How do you lose the weight? How do you continue to lose the weight? That's the question. So that's it, folks. Any questions on this game of blood sugar Tetris? Let me sit back down. Let me sit down, folks. We're gonna be on for what do we got? Like another 30 minutes or so. So, folks, if that's you, if you say, yeah, I'm ready, man, I'm ready for change. I'm ready to change my life. I'm tired of type 2 diabetes kicking my butt. Oh, let me bring my board back. Sorry. I'm tired of type 2 diabetes kicking my butt. If that's you, if you keep saying one day, here's the thing. A lot of people say one day. One day, I know you say, man, I know type 2 diabetes is whipping my butt. I know I'm tired of having the blood sugar. I know it's frustrating, but what frustrating for me? I can't do the things that I once did. And I know that this is happening to me, but someday I'm going to change. Someday I'm going to do it. And then someday becomes another day. Monday becomes Friday, and then Friday becomes Monday again, and then Wednesday, and then Friday, and then week after week. And the next thing you know, 3, 4, 5 years have gone by. And then you look back and you be like, damn, well, what has changed in the last 3, 4, 5 years? You can be like, well, the only thing that really has changed in the last 3, 4, 5 years is I just got a stronger prescription. That's the only thing that's going to change in 5 years. I guarantee you. If you continue to do what you've been doing and resist change, continuing to resist change, I'm going to guarantee you what's going to happen. I can guarantee you right now. How can you guarantee? Because I got a freaking crystal ball. That's why. If you don't change anything, especially what you're eating, if you don't change anything, you want to know what's going to change? Absolutely nothing. That's what's going to change. Absolutely nothing. Nothing is going to change. Because nothing changed. So that's exactly what's going to change. You're going to continue to have high blood sugar. You're going to continue to be frustrated because nothing changed. But if you change, here's the thing though. If you change, everything will change for you. If you change, everything will change for you. But if you don't change, it's going to stay the same. Step into change and type 2 diabetes steps out. If you step into change, type 2 diabetes will step out. Your transformation begins the moment you choose it. Change. The moment you choose change, that's when your transformation begins. But until you change, what you resist, it will persist. Until you change what you're eating, what you're resisting, it will persist. Sorry to be the one to tell you that. But if you do change, imagine owning your health. Imagine owning type 2 diabetes. Imagine that. You're not owned by medication anymore. Can you imagine a life where you're not owned by glipizide anymore? Can you imagine a life where you're not owned by metformin anymore? Can you imagine that life? I don't know. Maybe you can imagine that life because you've had type 2 diabetes for so long, and it's hard for you to see anything past having type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar. It's hard for you to see that. And I get it. That's a thing called neuroplasticity. You want to know what neuroplasticity is? Let's just say you've been thinking away for a long time. You ever heard that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? The reason they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks is because the dog has been thinking that way for so long, just been doing the same old stuff for his whole freaking life. That's all they know. So if you try to, and all of those neurons have wired together. Those neurons that wire together, fire together. Meaning the more you think a certain way, the stronger the connection gets, the stronger it takes to sever it, that way of thinking. It's the same thing was happening to you. I get it. I understand. I totally get it. I understand neuroplasticity. But here's the thing. The brain is plastic. What do you mean the brain is plastic? It means you can change the way that you're thinking based on the input that you're giving it. Based on the input that you're giving it, You can eventually break that mold. You can teach an old dog new tricks. You're an old dog. You've had diabetes for 30 freaking years or however long. You're an old dog. And you're like, there ain't no new tricks. I'm here to tell you, there is a new trick. And it's the trick that's been sitting there the whole freaking time. If it were, you know the saying, if it were a snake, it would have bit you. You ever heard that saying before? But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm an old dog. Maybe I'm like the only one who's an old dog. I'm talking about old dogs. Maybe I'm the oldest one, and I'm 47 years old. Maybe I'm the oldest one on this live right now. I don't know. I just turned 47. You guys are young, okay? But you can teach an old dog new tricks. I'm an old dog. I'm an old dog. 47 years old. I'm old. And if I did it after the age of 40, when I was already an old dog, I was over 40. You know, when you say you're 40, you're over the hill. You're over the hill, right? There's a freaking black dog running around right here in my neighborhood. And my dog, as soon as my dog see it, they're going to start barking. All right, the dog's going to come and any second now, you'll hear my dogs barking. My dogs ain't old. My dogs are like 7 and 8 years old. They ain't old dogs. But I'm trying to teach you some new tricks to like stop freaking barking every time you see another dog, or when somebody rings the doorbell, damn it, stop barking. Watch. Any second now. If you're an old dog and you're ready for some new tricks, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is the newest trick out there. I'm telling you. Watch. Here we go. It is the newest trick out there. Dog's going to bark any minute. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Get out. It's time for you to get out. You're 62 years old. Somebody said they're 62, 72, however old you are. You can be taught some new tricks. You don't have to believe the thing that type 2 diabetes, once you get it, you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. That's old dog mentality. Yes, sir. Type 2 diabetes for last 10 years. Metformin no longer good. Thank you for your encouragement. Yeah. Quite welcome. User 46. You've had type 2 diabetes for 10 years. That's some old dog stuff. 10 years is when that really settles in on you. Usually when you get to be around that 10-year mark is when they start prescribing insulin. They start prescribing insulin, that's when it's serious. That's when the time for you to, you know what happens? Well, you know what it means when they start prescribing you insulin? It means this. It means that the time to change was so long ago that it's not even funny. That's how long it's been since you need it. You see what I'm saying? What'd I tell you? Did I not tell you? You hear my dogs? Like clockwork, right? Did I cue my dogs to bark? No. I already told you. I said, watch. In about another minute or two, they're going to start barking. Because there's a whole black dog that comes around here and they bark every day. You can teach an old dog some new tricks, man. You're an old dog. 10 years having diabetes is a long time. But when they start prescribing you insulin, that means you've been an old dog for too long. And it's been time to learn some new tricks. You ready for some new tricks? If you say, that's me, I'm ready for some new tricks. Because this blood sugar has been tricking me for many, many years. I've been tricked by this blood sugar. I've been thinking it's been good, but I've been tricked the whole time. If you're ready for change, folks, if you're feeling trapped in your own body, if that's you, the 14-day challenge is calling your name. Use that discount code Cyber25. That's it. $69 to join that challenge. Laugh out loud. Young dog, but no new tricks. Who's a young dog? Hold on. You're a young dog, Catherine? But you got no new tricks? Hold on. You got some new tricks. You got some new tricks. You experienced the challenge. So those are some new tricks, right? There's no such thing as an old dog, folks. You can teach an old dog new tricks. You can be 65 years old, you can be 70, you can be 80, you can be however old. Oldest person who signed up for the challenge is 80 years old. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You said your dogs are young. Yeah. They're 7 and 8. Yeah. Young dogs with no new tricks. Yeah. I'm trying to teach them some new tricks, but no matter what, they just bark at the dogs, man. I should have taught them that when they were younger, but now those neurons have started to fire. They're wired together. Now they're firing together. Now their way of thinking, every time they see a dog, every time somebody rings the doorbell, they go bananas because I never taught them when they were younger. But if I hired a dog trainer, if I hired a trainer to come in and train my dogs to not bark when they see more dogs across the street, or to not bark when somebody rings the doorbell, you can teach them some new tricks, even though they're 7 and 8. It's the same thing with you when it comes to your blood sugar. You can win this game of blood sugar Tetris, folks. You can win this game. Today's the day. Last day to join the challenge for $69. Here it is. Here's the thing, though. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, you want to know what the answer is? It's not in waiting. A lot of people think that it's saying someday. Someday, I'm going to kick type 2 diabetes. The answer isn't in waiting. It's in accepting the 14-day challenge and making the change now. That's the answer. The change isn't in waiting, folks. It's in accepting the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and joining the challenge now. Use that discount code Cyber25. Step into change and type 2 diabetes steps out, like I said earlier. You step into that change, type 2 diabetes is going to step out. If you do not step into that change, what you resist will persist. If you embrace the journey, folks, living without type 2 diabetes, that's going to be what you're free from. Living free from type 2 diabetes if you embrace the journey. But if you don't embrace the journey, if you don't get on, there's 2 trains, folks. There's either the complain train or team get better. These are the only 2 teams. Either you can complain about type 2 diabetes or you can get better. These are the only 2. Complain about it or get better. The question is, which team are you on? Are you going to be on the team that's complaining about it? You just want to complain about it and it's like, let everybody know that, hey, I have type 2 diabetes, scream it from the rafters. Just let everybody know, like, hey, I'm suffering. If that's you, just want, hey, that's called the complain train. But then there's another train called Team Get Better. You get on that team, that's when true transformation begins. Don't let someday keep you starving for real results, folks. The kitchen is open right now, okay? Keep saying someday you're going to be starving for real results. How long have you been starving for real results? I don't know, 5 years, 10 years? Start cooking up your change right now. Start cooking it up right now, folks. Because like I said before, you can take medication until you're blue in the face. You can take medication until the cows come home. But until you change the recipe, the outcome is going to stay the same. You keep on taking more and more medication until you change the recipe. What's the recipe? Your nutrition, your food. Because that's the medicine. You're going to start reversing this thing. That's it. You're going to start reversing it. Questions? Any questions? Who got questions, folks? Any questions that you got for me? Other than that, you know, like I said, folks, if y'all don't have any questions, we're going to get up out of here. It's quiet. So you guys are quiet today. When y'all are quiet, we get up out of here. But in the meantime, today, towards the end of the day, that's it. It's the last day. You're going to be able to use that discount code, Cyber25. That's it. Other than that, folks, I want y'all to enjoy this day, this beautiful week that we got starting on right here. This beautiful month of December. Here's the thing about December, folks. We're December 1st. You join the challenge today, here's the thing. You want to know those people who said they're going to join or who said they're going to change on January 1st? January 1st is going to be the day that I change. January 1st, 2026. It's called a New Year's resolution. It's called a New Year's resolution. You join the challenge today, you get going today. You're going to be 31 days ahead of those folks. 31 days ahead of those folks who said that they're going to start their New Year's resolutions on January 1st. But by the end of January, beginning of February, crickets. Crickets, folks. You're going to be 31 days ahead of those folks. And it ain't going to be crickets. I told you I designed the 14-day challenge to get maximum results in very little time because I know people have very short patience. People want to see results fast. They don't want to mess around with long experiences before they see any change. Like they want to see results, damn it, now. Am I right or am I right? You want to see results now. You don't want to wait and someday you'll see results. Damn it, you want to put in a little bit of work and you want to get some damn results, right? That's what most people want to do. They want to see results quickly. That's why it's only 14 days. Anything outside of 14 days will be uncivilized, folks. Like Charles Barkley used to say in the commercials. Anything outside of 14 days will be uncivilized. For me to try to get you to do something outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. That would be uncivilized of me to ask you to do that. Okay? I'd be a jerk for you to wait that long to get some results. But in 14 days, it's been people who have gotten results in 3 days, 5 days. It's people taking off of their medication, all types of stuff in 14 days. One person went in 8 days, their blood sugar was at a 500. This was the problem. Their blood sugar was at a 500. Whew. Then it went down to a 173 on day 8. That's over 325 points in 8 days. 8. What's the fastest way to get my blood pressure and blood sugar under control? Thank you. Well, like I've been saying the whole time. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's the fastest way. That's why I maximized it like that. I was a person who had type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. And like the question you just asked me, Gaby Garcia, what's the fastest way, right? Because people want speed. So I say, okay, if you want speed, all right, we'll give it to you. You want speed, we'll do it safely, though. We'll give you speed. I'll give you speed, we'll do it safely. All we're doing is changing what you're eating. That's it. Eating real, whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, beans, chicken, steak, turkey, tofu, tempeh, eggs, fish, whatever you eat. I'm going to just show you how to eat it in the right order. You do that for 14 days. You follow this system. That's the fastest way that I know of. I don't know any other faster way. I don't know any other faster way than the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where can I join? You join by clicking that link in my bio. You click right here, and then you click on my picture again. So you click here, click on my picture again, Clicked on my picture again. You got it? You good? All right. And here it is. Here it is. Click here. Click on my picture again. Here it is. There it is right there. You see that link that says Linktree? Click on that link that says Linktree. There it is. There's the quiz, masterclass, all free stuff, but the 14-day challenge. This is the fastest way that I know of right here. I don't know any other way. If I knew a way, I'd tell you, but this is the only way I know. Fastest way to do it is do this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? What people are, if you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, if that's you, then this challenge is calling your name. What the people are saying, I already told you what they're saying. People who have lowered their A1C from an 8 to a 6. I don't know how fast you're talking about, but 2 points in 14 days is pretty damn fast. From a 7.1 to a 5.7 A1C, to me, that's pretty damn fast. And from someone to go from a 500 fasting blood sugar to a 173 in 8 days, I don't know about you, but that's pretty damn fast, right? Fast is a relative term. But the fastest way that I know of is to join that challenge. Use that discount code CYBER25. It's normally $99 to join that 14-day challenge. It's normally $99. But you use that discount code CYBER25. You join the challenge for $69. 30% off today. Last day, $69. It ain't going to be $69 for a while. Like I said, but it's normally $99 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Today, in honor of Cyber Monday, that's what we're doing. Cyber25 is that discount code. Anytime, boss. Join the challenge. You won't regret it. That's it. Tell them, Becky. Tell them, Becky Bex, join the challenge. Becky Bex didn't even join the challenge, and she's just doing amazing stuff. That's because she's showing up and doing the work. Made a true lifestyle change. You make a true lifestyle change. That's what it comes. That's what it all boils down to. The challenge is for folks who are said they need direction, like they need guidance every step of the way. Like, give me a blueprint, give me a plan. You give me a plan, I'll follow it. But if I don't have a plan, I don't know what to do. But some people are built different. Some people are built different. Some people will actually take that knowledge and turn it into action. The knowledge that I give them, see, I watch you every day and I learn how to eat. Exactly. A lot of people will take that knowledge and apply it. You take that knowledge and apply it. Whoo. Here's the thing. Jot this one down, folks. Jot this one down. If you let your learning lead to knowledge, you'll become a fool. But if you let your learning lead to action, you can do anything that you want. I'm going to say that again. If you let your learning lead to knowledge, just knowing a bunch of stuff, you'll become a fool. But if you let your learning lead to action, you can do any damn thing that you want. Reversing type 2 diabetes included. Losing the weight included. Becky Bex, how many pounds have you lost? What is it, 23 pounds? 23 pounds. There have been people who've lost 23 pounds. They haven't even joined the challenge. There have been people who've lost 40 pounds. But there's a difference, though. There's a difference between those people and other people. Yeah, 23 pounds. There's a difference between those people and other people. Those people let their learning lead to action. It's kind of like if you read a whole bunch of books. If you read a bunch of books about nutrition, if you read a bunch of books about reversing type 2 diabetes, like my next book, I'm getting ready to start writing my next book today, folks. Exciting. As soon as we get off of this live, that's what I'm focusing on. The rest of the day, I'm locking in. I'm writing our next book. It's going to be out. I'm going to shoot for April. April, when that book is going to come out. Gonna be a whole lot of knowledge in there. Whole lot of the same stuff that I'm teaching y'all up here. I'm just gonna put it into a book, so you can just go get it off the shelf. It's gonna be a whole lot of knowledge in there. But don't just read. When that book comes out, I'm gonna tell you, April is when I'm gonna shoot for it to come out. When that book comes out in April, it's gonna be a lot of knowledge. Don't just let it lead to entertainment, folks. I'm telling you. Let it lead to action. And you'll never have to freak out about your blood sugar ever again. Wouldn't that be nice, folks, to never have to freak out about your blood sugar ever again? You can go to the Thanksgiving, like the holiday slowed me down a bit, but I'm back on clean eating and standing on my vibration plate. The holidays aren't going to slow anything down. You get back up and you maintain your pace. What's maintaining your pace? Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. Those are the 4 areas that you got to master. You ever had plans on reversing type 2 diabetes? I should put that in my showcase. What? Put what in my showcase? I have insulin resistance. Should I fast? If you have insulin resistance, you can fast, but you just have to train your body to fast. You train your body to fast in the sense that you start off with 12 hours, a 12-hour fast, right? You can go to the simple rule. This is the simple rule that I love to do. I teach all of my clients. It's called the 4-4-12 rule. 4 hours after you eat breakfast, wait 4 hours before your next meal. Wait 4 hours again to eat lunch. After lunch, wait 4 more hours. And then lastly, wait 12 hours. So 4-4-12. So that 12 is overnight. Each week you extend the hour. So instead of 12 hours, you go 12 hours one week. The next week you go 13 hours. The next week you go 14 hours. The next week you go 15 hours. The next week you go 16 hours. It's called a 16-hour. That's how you train your body to fast. So you never jump into fasting. If you're insulin resistant, never just jump into fasting. Because your body's not trained for it. Your cells aren't trained for it. Your cells are jammed, like the signal is jammed. So you need to break it up very, very slowly. Train your body to fast. It's kind of like if you run a marathon, like the analogy I love to give. You never just wake up one day being insulin resistant and fasting for 16 hours. It's the same thing. You never wake up out of shape and being a couch potato to one day, the very next day, you're running a marathon. No. You ain't going to do that. You're going to have to train for it. Train for it. Oh, the vibration plate. That's not really my thing. I've seen them out there, but that's not really my thing. The vibration plate. I've seen them though. They're cool. They look cool. And you know what? My sister even has a vibration plate. I've used it a couple of times. It makes you real. Like the first time you use it, it makes you real itchy. Like it makes you real itchy. But it's a good itch though. You know what I mean? But yeah, all good. That's the thing, folks. Type 2 diabetes, you got to train yourself to fast. If you are insulin resistant, meaning when you're insulin resistant, here's what that means. It means that your body cannot shift between burning fat for energy and burning fuel for energy. Burning fat for energy and burning food for energy. So it's stuck. It's confused. So how we doing, folks? My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. If you're just joining us, if you're new here, put new in the chat. Throw the word new in the chat. My name is Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. We're getting ready to get out of here in 15 minutes, but what we've been talking about all day is reversing these conditions because they're reversible. What are they? Prediabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, erectile dysfunction, These are all lifestyle related conditions, meaning it was the diet and lifestyle that caused it. And the only way that you can get rid of it is through your diet and lifestyle. Specifically, your diet. What do I mean by the lifestyle? Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Those are the 4 areas. Alcohol, folks, is not going to be your friend. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, drinking alcohol is going to be one of the last things that you want to do. You ever heard that term, putting fuel to the fire? If you got insulin resistance, you drinking alcohol, you are definitely putting some fuel to that fire. So you already got a fire, insulin resistance. It's a big fire. You got insulin resistance, it's a big ass fire. It's like your house is burning down type of fire. Your house is burning down. So if you take medication, if you're in the house and your house is burning down and you're arguing with your loved ones like, hey, who left the stove on? Who left the stove on? You're just arguing with each other. That's what it's like when you're taking medication. This is like arguing with each other. But the whole time, someone should have called 911. Somebody should have called 911 and get the damn fire department here because your house is burning down. You don't need to be arguing with each other over petty stuff. That's besides the point. It's here. The fire's here. So what are you going to do about it now? Oh, yeah, you got to call 911. Call the fire department. Tell them to come. Who's the fire department in your life in this scenario? To the rescue comes your diet and your lifestyle, because that's what it is. You get down to the root of it. You call 911. Jardians is not calling 911. Jardians is you sitting in their house arguing about who started the freaking fire. But when you call 911, how do you call 911? Through your stress management, through your activity levels, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, through your eating real whole unprocessed foods. This is called calling 911. You're calling the fire department. And lastly, your sleep. And lastly, cutting out the alcohol, cutting out all the other crap. Stop adding fuel to the fire. If you're taking the medications, that's just like you're arguing. But at the same time, if you're still eating Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs and drinking Coca-Colas and all that stuff, you're just adding more and more fuel to the fire. Your house is really going to burn down quickly. Call the fire department. It's your lifestyle to the rescue. Did I hear someone say the plate made them itchy? Yeah, it'll make you itchy. And if you do it the first couple of times, it'll make your legs like a little itchy. It's like a little tingling. You know what I mean? I guess because you're getting all the blood moving like that. So it's kind of shaking everything up. When you use one of those little shake plates. You know what I'm saying? I use it a couple of times and it makes me I get out. It's only temporary. It lasts for like maybe 30 seconds. It's not something. It just lasts for about 30 seconds. You'll notice it. But if you do it every day, if you're used to it, you ain't gonna notice it. But for someone who doesn't use one and you go use it, you'll notice it. You'll be like, oh, I feel a little itchy. Yeah, the first 3 days. Yeah, exactly. The first 3 days, my skin was detoxing. Exactly. You feel a little itchy. Only while using it. Exactly. Only while using it. It lasts for about 30 seconds. When you get out, it lasts for about 30 seconds and it'll go away. It's not something that's, you're shaking. You're shaking things up. You're shaking things up. Here's the thing. We're getting ready to get out of here. A few minutes. But today's the day, folks. Today's the last day. If you want to join that challenge, that's it. Today you say, damn it. I've been thinking about something different. I've been thinking about getting outside of my comfort zone. Today's that day. If you've been thinking about getting outside of your comfort zone. Starting to reverse type 2 diabetes. Like I said, are you going to reverse it in 2 days? No. 14 days? No. 2 weeks? No. You ain't gonna reverse it in that time, but you can put a major dent, a big dent in your overall A1C. A huge dent, folks. Someone just joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day challenge. Your life, I promise you. Shout out to you. Congratulations for getting outside of your comfort zone for 14 days. Because it ain't going to take long. Your body wants to heal now. So today's December 1st. You got a 31-day head start. By you just joining that challenge, you got a 31-day head start on the people who said that they're going to start on January 1st. And we know how that goes. If you're serious about type 2 diabetes, if it's running your life, January 1st is too far away. It's too far away. 14 days comes before that. 14 days. You can wait. You can do the 14-day challenge now, or you can wait till January 1st, which everybody else does. You know how that, again, you know how it goes. You know about New Year's resolutions. How old are you? Somebody said they're 62 years old. You've gone around the planet. You've gone like 62, 63 trips around the sun. That's a lot of trips around the sun. You've seen and heard of people you've heard of a New Year's resolution. I know you have, right? Becky Beck says everyone watching today should join today. Price goes up tomorrow. Yeah, it goes back to the normal price tomorrow. It's normally $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that discount code for the next 5 minutes or for the rest of the day, we'll keep it up for the rest of the day. So if you want to do it, but you got until 11:59 Central Time. Okay? 11:59 Central Time tonight to use this discount code. Where is it? I'm going to show you where it is just in case you're like, I don't know where it is, Kelley. I don't know where it is. You didn't tell me where it was. Here it is. It's linked in my bio right here. Show you where my bio is right here. You click here. And then you click on my picture again. Click here. Click on my picture again. Where's it going to take you? Right here. Right there. You see that link? Boom. Link tree. That's where it is. Here's where it is right here. It says $99, or it's here it is. It says $99, but you use that discount code CYBER25, CYBER, CYBER25 for Cyber Monday 2025, CYBER25, one word. Gonna drop the price down to $69, one word, 30% off. 30% off to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, $69. Where true change begins. When you confront the problem head on. That's where true change begins. When you confront the problem head on. You confront high blood sugar at its core, like, you go straight for the jugular. Where is high blood sugar coming from? Oh, it's coming from the food. So you go straight to the jugular. You cut it right there. That's where you stop it. You change what you're eating, you change your whole fate. It's as simple as that, because that's what type 2 diabetes is. It's mainly a dietary condition. It's mainly from the diet that you're eating. That's what it is. I don't know how else to simply say it, to plainly say it, other than that. And that's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Because I know that's what it is. And that's why it's a nutrition challenge, a nutrition blueprint. Where you're going to start reversing type 2 diabetes. Or are you going to get rid of diabetes in 14 days? No, you're going to get rid of it in 14 days. You can make it take notice. You can have diet. You can put it on notice like a mug. Put it on notice like a mug. That says your time is running short. Insulin resistance, your time is running short. You ain't got much longer left. Because I've made these lifestyle changes, and your days are numbered. Thank you. You can tell insulin resistance its days are numbered. Joining that challenge, insulin resistance days are going to be numbered in your life. Numbered. That means you ain't going to have many of them left. If you show up, do the work, do it again the next day. Let's see. That would be me. Yeah. 62. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. How to get your skin to look better? Same thing. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods. Add a lot more veggies to your life. Add a lot more fiber. Add a lot more colorful vegetables specifically. When you go in the grocery store and you see the orange, the yellows, the purples, the greens, the blacks, you see all those different colors of fruits and vegetables. All that different fiber, all those different nutrients, different nutrient profiles. That is what makes your skin glow. That is what makes you have better skin. Bringing your blood sugar back to the normal range also getting the skin tags and all of the black necks and all that stuff starts to go away when you change what's at the end of your fork. We're getting ready to get out of here, folks. You want to join that challenge today? Like I said, today is the last day. We're going to do it for $69. You want to use that discount code Cyber25. Let me put it down. Let me put it up here. Let me get rid of that. You see it up there. Cyber25. Use that discount code all day. 11:59 tonight is when you got it. Central time. Midnight Central time. 11:59 Central time. $1:00 in the morning Eastern time, basically. Tonight. You use that discount. You can use that discount code all day. Cyber25. Linked in my bio. But until then, folks, you've got some choices that you can make. When it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes, you don't have to let it rule your life. You've got the choice. You can either let it rule your life, you can either let it continue to run your life, or you can make some serious changes. That's it. You can either let it continue to run. These are the two choices you got. You can continue to let it run your life, or you can make some changes. Change isn't just a choice, folks. It's the key to unlocking your potential. It ain't just a choice. It's the keys to unlocking that potential that you got of unlocking your diabetes freedom. Because that's what are we trying to unlock? You're trying to unlock your diabetes freedom because it's there. There's a key to unlock your diabetes freedom. But that key, it requires some change. It requires you to go on a little bit of a journey. It requires you to go on a journey. Just like when every movie that you watch, the person in the movie, the hero in the movie, we call it, they got to go on a journey. And when they go on that journey, finally at the end, boom, they defeat the villain. And the villain in this case is type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. So you've got a choice. Because see, when we're born, we look like our parents. So you look like when you're born. I don't know if you know that or not, but you look exactly like maybe your mom, your dad, your grandma, somebody. You look like your parents. But when you die, now that on the other hand, when you die, that You want to know who you look like when you die? Who we look like, all of us? We look exactly like our choices.